guys, Jess here. So I just finished up making this fun little succulent pumpkin. I think he turned out really cute. I'm just gonna show you the video and then I will talk about what I kind of did afterwards. Yeah, we'll just get started here. First, you're gonna want to take your Sphagnum Moss and you're gonna make a little base around the top here. I'm gonna just put a rock from this basket under here so you guys can kind of see what I'm doing a little bit better. Might need to, yeah, that'll work. Grab a handful. And then you're just gonna make a little mess of hot glue on top of here. And then stick on your moss. In this Spagna Moss that I bought, there is a lot of like twigs, which is very annoying to me, but I mean, it doesn't really matter. I will still, essentially this is just providing some sort of like water storage, you know, it's replacing dirt. The succulents do great in it. You'll see that whatever succulents you put in here produce a ton of roots. They do really well. I've done these in the past. I have a blog post for this. If you would like, you can go ahead. Our blog is linked down below, so you can go take a look at the tutorial there and kind of some of the past ones. I did a really cute mini pumpkin last year, 2 different colors. I did one that's purple and one that was green. So yeah. And obviously, you guys, this does not have to be perfect, and you're gonna be gluing so many succulents in it anyways. You just wanna have a nice base. Just don't burn yourself like I just did. So yeah, you just want a little moss. It is very fast draining. You will notice that it dries completely within a couple hours of watering, but I might just put a little bit more on that corner in here. Alrighty. So then I'm going to want to take some of my succulents and start arranging them in here. I like to start with my biggest one. I'll pull them up, kind of see what we're working with. So here are a couple of the succulents that I'm going to be using. This is an Echeveria Neon Breaker in the blue variety. This is the Echeveria Lillicina, and so is this one. Both of those are the same. Both of these were with wedding succulents. I have another one of those just in case I want it. I'm actually not 100% sure what this group is. I thought it was an Echeveria Debbie, but upon looking a little bit further, I think I'm wrong. So if you know, let me know. I'll post some better photos of it. This little guy too, I am not sure. This is a Provence Nuremberg though. I have a little cup of Kalanchoe, Kalancho, however you want to say it. Babies, I might be taking those off the leaf and using them. And then I have a Topsy Turvy, another Kalancho, Hiawatha, or Hiawatha, not sure which one that is, or what to call that. I think this is called like Silver Dollar Kalancho. Not sure, but I just have a bunch of random ones in there. So I'm going to be using those ones on here. I think I'm going to be starting with the Neon Breaker. You just want to really try to avoid touching the leaves on top because you're going to be leaving fingerprints and it's going to make your arrangement look a little bit messier. So you really want to just make sure you don't try to touch that as much as possible. It will take off the white film that is on your succulents, and that white film protects them from the sun and prevents them from getting sunburnt. So if you do touch your succulent stems, oh, I almost started myself on fire. If you do touch the leaves, excuse me, of your succulent, you just really want to make sure that you're not putting it in a bunch of bright direct light. So then in order to prep this succulent, all I'm doing is kind of getting rid of some of the dirt around the base of it, And then I'm going to be taking off any leaves that are just kind of not the prettiest. So anything that's dried up or anything like that. And then you're just going to start gluing it in. You can make a little hole with your finger in the glue here and then tuck it in. This one does not have a very tall stem, but if it did, you can just cut it and glue it on. The only thing is, if you do make a fresh cutting, you just will want to avoid watering your pumpkin for a couple of days until those stems callus over. Maybe I'll take a bigger calancho here, or calanchoe. I'm going to call it calancho. That's what I call it. Pumpkin, as you might have saw in the previous video, this one had a nice dip to the top of it. You wouldn't want to choose a succulent pumpkin that has kind of a knob on top, because it's going to make it really hard to glue the moss on and make it stick and make the succulents stay in where you want them to. But with something like this, I think it gives it a little bowl in order for the moss and the succulents to sit, and it'll make it really nice when you're trying to arrange it so nothing's trying to like fall off and roll away. So to water this and to kind of maintain it, succulents don't grow very fast, and so you don't have to worry about removing succulents. You don't have to worry about rearranging it a bunch. But in order to water it, I just take my favorite garden syringe, which I will include a link to down below, from Amazon. It's only a couple of dollars, if that. Sometimes they have it for $1.50. So I personally like to take my garden syringe, and then you'll just stick it in between the succulents, or you can run this whole thing underwater, soak up the moss, and then I just like to give it a little tip in order to get the water that's stored in that little bowl out so it doesn't cause any rotting issues. Otherwise, it's very easy to water. I try to water a couple times a week because it is sphagnum moss, and sphagnum moss does not hold water extremely well. And so in order to water it, you're going to have to water a couple more times, or you can get away with watering it a couple more times. When you are choosing succulents, you want to choose ones that are really healthy to begin with, that have full leaves, full of water and nutrients, and so they can survive off of those, especially if you make fresh cuttings. So if you completely chop off a succulent like I did with the Echeveria subsessilis, it's going to want to be able to use all those nutrients and water that it's already been storing in its leaves in order to grow new roots. Otherwise, you're going to get really wrinkly succulents that aren't going to hold up in your arrangement, and it's going to look a little like it's dying in a couple of weeks. This will last for as long as you probably want it to. I will probably be taking this apart come November, around there. I can probably, it's still fall, so you can get away with it for a little bit longer, but I'll probably want to use these succulents in something for Christmas, and so I'll probably be taking it apart then. But otherwise, you can maintain something like this for a really long time, especially because the succulents grow so slowly. Question of the video, comment below if you are a pumpkin pie person or a pumpkin spice in general, or if you're not, and what you prefer in the fall instead of that. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked this video, please give us a big thumbs up. It supports our channel hugely and immensely, and lets us keep making fun projects like this. And if you haven't already, I don't know what you're waiting for, but subscribe to our channel, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.